This is Nick Miller with Dust Biters, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
The Brutally Delicious podcast. The Brutally Delicious podcast. The Brutally Delicious podcast. The Brutally Delicious podcast.
So we can just jump right in if you want. So
Yeah, let's do it.
for those not familiar with Dust Biters, can you give us the 2-sentence elevator pitch, boardroom pitch, whatever you want to call it?
I'll give mine, and then maybe Tommy can give like a more cohesive one. But I like to say that we're the music that they play at the county fair on the really fast rides. They have to be a certain height to ride on.
Nice.
I love that one. we just had a series of questions asked to us about how to describe our sound, and I absolutely love that, Miller. I think my answer was a 1977 Pontiac Firebird and a bag of shrooms.
Wow. I'm trying to process what you just said. That's pretty interesting.
Take your time.
So let's talk about Progeny then. Now that it's out, what's been the response to it so far?
It's been crazy, honestly. Like it just seems like the moment that we started soliciting if people want to review it or talk about it, we've got nothing but yeses. So we've been doing a bunch of interviews and blogs and stuff like that, and the numbers they just keep climbing. I think like I've checked it like 2 days ago, and we're up to like 15,000 plays just on the single. That's not even counting the music video.
Right.
Which, I mean, for a regional band out of Chicago, that's huge.
Yeah, it's massive. Just connecting with people. How does it make you feel that, you know, your song's out there and it's connecting with people clear across the globe, right? Somewhere in India, somebody could be streaming Dust Biters.
Well, the second country that listens to us the most is France, which
Really?
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really, really awesome. And it's cool knowing that we're building an audience in other countries, because hopefully we can one day get over there.
Yeah. Are you guys planning on taking this on the road at all?
We've done it. We did a small tour. Oh, sorry, Miller. We did a small tour later in the summer. We hit a couple East Coast venues, some Midwest venues. We've done a few things kind of earlier than that, and since then. Our goal definitely is to hit West Coast, East Coast, and travel internationally. And I think for us, just as musicians, you know, the four of us have a lot of fun playing the music that we play, writing, performing together. Progeny was just, you know, a blast to write and to perform just in our studio space. Let alone for other folks. So the fact that we're getting this great reception is just more of a motivation to go and play in front of people. Like I said, we could just do this in our studio and be perfectly content, but the fact that people are enjoying what we're doing is just really inspiring to us. So yeah, I'd love to continue to bring it on the road.
Okay. When you guys are writing how the song is going to come across, like in a live setting or on stage, or are you writing a song just for the song's sake?
Ooh, I don't know. Like I don't really consider that. Typically, usually, so Progeny, for example, like is actually a really unique situation, because the chorus of Progeny we wrote when we first started the band, like on my couch, me and our singer Nick, we were like just writing riffs for the band, and we just couldn't fit it into any other songs, and it just really worked with Progeny. And then the rest of it, Kinsley kind of like wrote at home and brought to rehearsal one night, and we just kind of sat down and just started writing the song, and we built around that. We try to be kind of mindful for hooks, and like if we, you know, like we don't want to go too crazy on solos and things like that, but I mean sometimes we just like we're just self-indulgent, you know, like a lot of these parts are literally just us trying to make ourselves have a good time while playing the music, and then usually if we like what we're playing, there's a good chance that the audience is going to like it.
Okay. Do you consider, when you're writing, making sure, or do you think about not writing the same song previously or the same record previously? Does that make sense? Do you think about differing song to song?
Yeah, I mean, Tommy, I'll give my answer, and then maybe you have a different one. But the only thing that we try to do is like if something sounds really similar to something that we've done before, like we might try to step to the side of that, or like maybe change it up a little bit. But only if it's like a carbon copy, like it's just really, really, really identical. Because I mean, like if we just play like a slightly different drum beat to it, and he's singing different vocals over it, you can't really tell if it has like similar note structure or anything like that.
And you don't want to change your brand. So you kind of have to be similar, I guess, right?
Yeah. Tommy, maybe you have some insight on that.
Yeah, no, I think it's a combination of just staying true to what feels good for the song, and then also wanting to do something to keep ourselves interested. So yeah, I mean, when we write stuff, Progeny is actually a great example. I mean, the intro and that kind of drum beat just came from me experimenting with stuff, and then it was the two Nicks and Brian that were like, let's actually make that kind of the verse, the intro and the verse. So that came very naturally as like this kind of hi-hat to flam on the snare became really a theme for a large part of the song. But yeah, when we're writing and kind of like A and Bing stuff, I definitely want to switch up my drum parts. I want to make the drum parts interesting.
Right.
So yeah, if we're writing a song, maybe we'll start out with a chorus where the riff is kind of the center, and then I'll start with a beat, and then maybe I'll swap out a few versions of that beat until we get to something that feels good. But it really is all just in service of the song. If we do something that is slightly similar to something that we've done in the past, as long as we're confident that is cohesive in and of itself with the song, it's at this point we're so new. We're just trying all sorts of things and trying to just stay genuine to the music that we're working on at that moment.
Right. So I see that you've been releasing singles, but are you planning on doing like the old school model and releasing an EP or a record, or are you just going to stick with the new business model and do the video single thing?
So we actually, we released the album Guilt in August of last year, and then we've been releasing singles off of that. And Progeny is the first single, and we were waiting to have like the music video ready to go for it, and we wanted that all to come out at the same time. So I think off of Guilt, we probably have like 2 more singles that we want to feature off of it and kind of promote. And then we're going to, we haven't like fully committed to this, but we've talked about it. We're probably going to switch to the newer model of releasing a single, doing a bunch of marketing and promotion around the single, right. Playthrough videos, music video, live performance video, all of that stuff. The reality is as much as we want to do the old school, release an EP, release an album, that kind of stuff,
it's expensive.
Well, not only is it expensive, it's just people don't have the attention span to care. So it's just like they might listen to the first couple of tracks on the record and then set it aside because something else came out that has their attention.
Right. It's an absolute.
For instance,
Go ahead.
No, one of my favorite songs on Guilt is actually the last song, and there's a lot of reasons why. One of it is just the fact that it's so different from all the other tracks on the record. We wrote that record and arranged that record because we all grew up loving albums, listening to albums from start to finish.
Right.
And so there is a flow through the entire thing, and when you get to that last track, it's kind of a reward. We didn't put it there because it's our least favorite song on the record, or the least strong song on the record. But I think as a result of that, people might miss it, and so I want to bring attention to that. But yeah, in the future, the ease of writing and releasing almost immediately it's just a little bit more comfortable for us at this stage in our career because we're all 4 very busy people. But it works too for kind of the way in which people are absorbing music, in the current sense.
Yeah, people are consuming music and anything in these short, like you said, 30-second quantities, and it's tough.
Sure.
Because I'm old school like you, and I like the record. I like sitting down and reading it and listening to it and whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think that no matter what we release moving forward, I think we'll always eventually accumulate them and put them out as a physical release of some sort. I just enjoy that process far too much. And right. I love having everything available and accessible online. But for those that want a physical copy or the audio files that, want to hear it on record, I want to make sure that we have those kind of things. And plus, it's just cool to have that stuff on your merch table and available.
Yes, I agree. What's your writing process like? Are you guys all writing together in a traditional sense since you're all in Chicago, or are you still emailing stuff and filing stuff back and forth?
We honestly, like, we have enough time to get together once a week for about 4 to 5 hours. But we get a lot done. Typically either me or Kinsley are coming to the table with 80% of a song ready to go riff wise. And then once Tommy hears that and Brian hears it and they start to throw in their stuff, we tend to deconstruct some of the song structure that, like walked in the door. And then we start to re-put it together. And then sometimes songs can like come real quick, like the song Pray For Me. I think we wrote that in like 2 rehearsals and it just came together. The song that we're working on now, the structure was finished within like 3 or 4 rehearsals. And now we're just like kind of adding ear candy and tightening things up.
Right.
But other songs, like the song that we just finished writing called Bittersweet, that took us almost 3 months. We just really want to make sure that like the small little transition parts were perfect and worked well. So that way, we know that we make really weird random music. And so like we're definitely an acquired taste and a niche style of music, but we want to make sure it's cohesive and people can chew on every single part and not feel like they're getting lost in it.
That makes sense. So what is next for Dust Biters then?
New material, I think new songs. We've already got, in addition to Bittersweet, which we don't have a recorded version of at the moment, we have 2 other songs that we're confident are close to being finished, plus another one that we're probably 25% of the way. So getting those recorded at some kind of capacity, either demoed, and then shopped around to see if anyone's interested in helping us to produce a quality studio version, and then playing live, kind of getting back into playing live and doing the things that Nick was describing, playthrough videos, kind of fun stuff, maybe some additional music videos. But we're just having so much fun right now in the writing process and in kind of discovering the next iteration of songs, that I think focusing on that and preparing ourselves for the spring, summer, and fall when we can actually play more in front of people is our goal.
Are you guys pretty much an in-house recording, mixing, mastering kind of operation?
Sort of. Like we have the capabilities to do our own demos, and they come out, listenable for us. But our engineer, Alex Lechner, he is incredible, and he actually like has like a mobile setup. So when we're ready to like do this in a way that we want to present it to the public, like we usually just reach out to him and organize some time where he'll actually bring his setup to our space, record everything that needs to be mic'd, and then we'll go to his studio to do any of like the overdubs and vocals and little things like that. And then we let him work his magic. We'll wait until we get a phone call or a text message asking us if we want this done or that done. But other than that, he handles the rest.
It just takes, even production wise, he's taking it from there.
Yeah, I mean, like we try to stay as involved as we possibly can, but you get too many cooks in the kitchen and it winds up like expanding on how long it takes to get it done. So I'd rather just let him get it where he thinks it's ready, and then we'll just make minor changes.
That totally makes sense. Did I miss anything you wanted to cover? Because that took me to the end of my questions.
No, I mean, like the only immediate thing that we have coming up that, we'd like to talk about is we're playing Livewire in Chicago on March 2nd. So if any of your listeners happen to be in the area and they want to come see us perform live, that's going to be a lot of fun. We're opening that. So we're going to be playing a very short, fast, and heavy set. So come check us out then. And we'll definitely follow us on some sort of platform. Either stay on our Spotify or follow one of our social medias, because we're always putting out crazy fun stuff. And the idea that we're talking about for our next music video is just outrageous. So if that,
can you give us those links?
Yeah. So Dust Biters Official for Instagram. We're Dust Biters on all of the platforms. So if you're looking for us on iTunes or Spotify or anything like that, dustbitersband.com for merch. If we have a physical CD, we have a 7-inch that has our 4 main singles on it. And we even have 2 different color cassette tapes. So if anybody's looking for a physical copy of Guilt, we have everything that you could possibly want except for a full vinyl. And there's just no way that a small regional band doing a small
8 tracks either, though, right?
No, I tried to find
not yet.
I don't even know if those are still a thing anywhere, but.
And I would say too, go check out the Progeny music video we released a couple of weeks ago. It was a lot of fun to make. We have so many funny stories just from the production of that. It was a really interesting and rewarding process, and I would love for people to see the video and give us comments and feedback on it as we prepare to do some other music videos. That would be great.
Sweet. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate it. Sorry about what happened earlier.
Not a
all
problem.
good, man.
I'm glad we got it done, and be well. Good luck with the single and whatever you got coming next.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
man.
We appreciate you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Cool.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.